Alright guys, we're back with another EZA Bardock, this time the Super Saiyan 2 one. He is also Rainbow. We're ready to try him out. So don't forget to let me know down in the comments what you think of him. Drop a like, subscribe if you do, all the support is very much appreciated. But this is the rotation we're starting with. I'm not gonna lie, his link set isn't as good as the SSJ3 nor the SSJ Bardocks. He is missing some decent attack links, I'm not gonna lie, mainly being the First Awakened. He does have that doo-doo Golden Warrior link, so it doesn't really matter who we link him up with, but at least he has a good one slot unit. At least he has, to be fair, he has a slot 1 unit he can link with him, Birdcoo. But we're gonna see how good he is right now. But pre-super, before we've even done anything, 311k attack stat at the start of turn is actually really nice, 150k defense, and after EZAing, this man gives all types key +3, HP and attack defense plus 80%, just like the Fizz one. And this is where he's going to start building damage. Because on super attack, he'll cause supreme damage and raise attack for 6 turns with a high chance, a 50% chance of stunning the enemy. So for 6 turns, he's going to raise his attack for 6 whole turns, which means he should be getting to some decent levels of offense. We're starting with 2.4. Again, it's a sub EZA, so obviously that's only going to get to a certain length, but it does mean he's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, so I want to see where he can get to. He also does get key +3 and attack and defense plus 180% at the start of the turn, and then gets an additional defense plus 50% with each super attack performed up to 180, which shouldn't take you long to do because that is literally technically 4 attacks, because you need the extra 30% once you get to 150 after 3, but he does have built-in additionals. And even though he is rainbowed, we did go full crit on him, of course, because of the built-in additionals. He does also have about 6 additional in the dupe system, which also potentially means another chance of an additional. So getting that extra defense up with each super attack, yes, you actually have to make the additional become a super attack or get lucky for it to happen. But because of all the potential of the additional super attacks that can happen, building that up should literally take no time at all. And then not only that, he launches an additional attack. There's a 30% chance of becoming a super attack. Not the biggest chance, but again, as I said, the potential of launching multiple super attacks in 1 turn, including through the dupe system, even though there's only 6 additional in there. Building that defense up to 180 will take you no time at all. He also launches another additional attack. There's a 50% chance of becoming a super attack this time, when there is another Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 category ally attacking in the same turn. So 2 built-in additionals. One of them, of course, does have condition behind it, which is, of course, having a Super Saiyan 2 or 3 category ally attacking in the same turn, which on this 200% lead isn't too bad, considering we're looking at SSJ3 Bardock. To be fair, he's literally the only one, but again, as I've been saying with all these Bardock units, I don't possess the better 200% lead, which this guy offers, which is why I did bring him as a friend, because this Bardock, the SJ2 one, actually links quite well with him. But not too difficult to link. Actually, not too difficult to activate or trigger. But however, I'm trying to think of Super Saiyan 2 units. I mean, to be fair, there are some pretty decent Super Saiyan 2 units, mainly being EZA Gohan, which again, is much easier to get the Super Saiyan 2 and 3 category allies on his 200% lead, or even the 170 portion with just Goku's family. Just because it is the better 200% lead and has a lot more wider range of category units, especially ones that you need to trigger his additional with Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 category allies. But we're just going to have to make do. We're going to have to make do. But of course, he does have the potential of super attacking 3 times in 1 turn from his kit alone. And then any extra dupe system, paths you've opened that can't go in crit if you haven't gone in dodge and they've gone into like additional because they're left over, he can potentially super attack 4 times in 1 turn. Like, there's a bit of RNG involved because there's a 30% chance and a 50% chance with the Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 category ally. But it's possible. And especially because he raises his attack for 6 turns. It'll be quite interesting to see where we can get him to. But we do have this Bardock giving him some support right now. And that actually does... It's really annoying because that actually triggers every single link. He's up to a 577k attack stat with the support and off of 1 super. I'm going to keep him on rotation with the support Bardock right now, or at least the Fizz Bardock right now, because I want to see how much he does with all links active. And see what he's putting out. And he does also give all allies attack plus 30%. We're up to 3.27, but he does, as I said, give all allies attack plus 30%. which is not bad. It's not bad. It's okay. Again, this is a sub EZA, so I'm not expecting anything ridiculous from this Bardock. But from what I'm seeing from his kit, it's not bad. It's not a bad EZA. It's just because I don't have the new Dokkan Fest Tech Bardock, in terms of triggering that second built-in additional he has, and, you know, linking him up with kind of better units, with some of the better units on a much cohesive team. Obviously, I don't have that possibility, and we only have the 200% lead of Bardock, which is powerful comeback, which, as I said before, it's not a bad 200% category lead. Like, it has some good units on there, has some very good units on there, but in terms of an actual team, like a cohesive team, not currently the greatest, I won't lie. So what, we're two super attacks down. We have 4 more turns of super attacking. We also need to do 2 more super attacks, and he's got the full 150% defense. See, with this Bardock, he has all of his links aside from Super Saiyan and Golden Warrior. Golden Warrior doesn't max, that's such a doo-doo link, but Super Saiyan is an extra attack plus 10%. With support, he's now up to 769k attack and 336k defense. Now, his defense is actually in a pretty good spot, considering that's not even fully built up yet. But in terms of... He's actually not too far off. He is a little bit off, but he's not too far off actually being somewhat viable for harder content in the game. Like, he actually won't be too bad in ESPR, but Red Zone, he's kind of missing that level, because once you build up his defense, he doesn't get any more defensive buffs. Like, he doesn't raise his defense on Super. It's up to 3.52 right now, but he doesn't raise his defense on Super. Once you finish building up that 180 defense in his passive, up to 3.77 with one of the additionals. I'm not sure which additional this is. Actually, it's not going to be the Super Saiyan 2 or 3, because there's no Super Saiyan 2 or 3 category allies in the turn. But don't know if that was dupe system or the 30% chance to launch an additional super. Either way, he got an additional, which now I think he does have his full 180 defense. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because he's already super attacked 3 times. I think he super attacked 3 times. I'm actually not overly sure if he's actually got the full 150, but either way, we'll find out very soon. But in terms of starter turn defense, once that full 180 is actually fully built up, he's actually in a pretty good spot, and especially because you can run him with the EZA Fizz Bardock, who's also supplying support, and of course, he's a very good support and tank unit. That can help him, like, get the extra attack and defense as well from the support, which helps him a lot as well. So not only do they work really well together, he has a lot of starter turn defense, which is really nice, but because he doesn't get any extra defense from anywhere else, for example, no additional attack and defense when performing a super attack in his passive, which will take it up to probably 400 or 500k, which is actually really nice. Like, he would actually be red zone viable at that point. Like, he would tank double digits in red zone well, he would tank double digits on red zone on boss's basics. Or if he had something on his SA effect as well, or even just alone, like a 30% defense raise or a 50% defense raise, it would actually make him very viable in red zone. He would actually have solid defense. Like, he'll have the 500k defense, like the on-par defense and the standard that we're used to, where he'll be able to tank double digits on basics. Super attack, he'll definitely need an item and he'll get caught on easily. But he would actually work really well with it. Like, he would actually work really well in red zone, but because he doesn't get any extra buff to his defense whatsoever apart from what he builds up, he's just not on that level to actually be able to be viable for harder content. Like, look at that. Actually, no, do you know what? He is somewhat viable. This Bardock doesn't give support. Like, I haven't forgotten something, have I? At least I don't think I have. Yeah, no. So that's his defense fully built up. He's also over 1 million attack stat, and he still has, I think, 1 or 2 more turns of supering left. He's on a 426k attack stat. So probably at least half of the stages and phases in red zone, he could actually tank well on basics, which is very good for a sub EZA like this, I'm not going to lie. But as I was saying, because once you get to that 180 defense, he doesn't have anything else. Like, his defense just stays now at 400k, or just over 400k at the start of them, which, as I said, is really nice. He's also getting attack plus 50% from Bardock, so that's also why his, or SSJ3 Bardock to be specific, because there is 3 different versions on rotation right now. But he's getting attack plus 50% from him, which is why his attack stats so high. 3.99, we're just shy of 4 mil. And there's one of the additionals up to 4.26. I'm not sure which additional this is. We get another one? Oh, we got 3 of them. We got 3 of them. That's not bad. 3 out of 4. To be fair, the second additional was only a basic though, but 3 out of 4 is still not bad. But in general, 420 something K defense at the start of turn is really nice. But if he just had something, if he just had the 30% defense raise on super, he would be more than viable in red zone. It's just he wouldn't be a massive damage dealer, and he would just be somewhat viable. But it's a decent sub EZA. But this guy can somewhat handle red zone. I said if he just had like a 30% defense raise on super, he could tank really well after he super attacks and has his defense fully built up. He could tank really well on red zone bosses basics. He wouldn't be doing ridiculous damage. I mean, if you got lucky enough and those additional attacks triggered and became supers, and you super attacked 3 times in one turn, yes, he's not doing like 9-10 mil on like each super attack, but combined, that's not bad damage in total. Especially if you hit all 4, but that's not bad damage in total if you can trigger all the additional supers. But then defensively, I mean, to be fair, if he did have like even just 30% on the super attack effect, he would be raising his defense potentially by 30%, 3, maybe even 4 times, which is kind of ridiculous. But he's not too far off being viable in red zone. He just wouldn't be dealing that much damage unless you got lucky enough for all those additional super attacks to trigger. But for a sub EZA, he's not bad, you know? He's not bad. In the SBR, this guy actually might be quite decent to use. But I do want to get one more rotation with the Fizz EZA SSJ Bardock before we do wrap up this video. But yeah, for a sub EZA, I mean, I don't really expect anything from sub EZAs nowadays, but for a sub EZA, he's decent. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. He seems like a lot of fun to use. And these EZAs, obviously, you know, you're not expecting them to be like, you know, one of the best EZAs in the game. You're not expecting them to be ridiculously good in red zone. Because sub EZAs, they're, you know, you'll have a few here and there every so often. But like, hardly any of them are like constantly on that red zone level. You know, that's what the main EZAs are for. That's what new units are for, LRs, Dokkan Fest, etc. So, you know, I'm not expecting that, but it's been a pleasant surprise of how decent this guy actually is for a sub EZA. Like, he's pretty solid. Like, is his damage output ridiculous? No. But over 400k defense at the start of turn is pretty decent. Like I said, with like an SA effect, if he could raise his defense by 30% on super, that would do him a world of good. Would he be melting health bars in red zone? Not necessarily. He'll do a decent amount of, you know, combined amount of damage if you got lucky enough for all the additionals to pop, or at least, you know, 3 of them. And then defensively, he would actually work really, really well in red zone. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised at how solid for a sub EZA he actually is. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. He's actually quite a lot of fun to use. He's actually quite a lot of fun to use. I actually kind of wish he did have an SA effect, just to take him into red zone for the shits and giggles, like just for the sheer fun of it. But he's not bad. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's not bad, considering the levels these sub EZAs are actually at. He's decent. He's decent. I won't lie to you, he's decent. Are we dead? I mean, I don't think... I was going to say, are we dead? I don't think we're dead here. I hope not. It'd be kind of annoying. No, 84k. We're in 2023. Why am I worrying if that super attack's going to kill us? Of course it's not going to kill us. We're in 2023. Of course that's not going to happen. Of course that's not going to happen. But now we're going to have the final rotation with him pretty much... Aside from... Actually, Golden Warrior doesn't even matter, actually. Actually, we can just do this. So with support, 1.15 million attack stat pre-super, 471k defense. He was definitely 6 turns deep, like in terms of supering. Like, we're on turn 11 right now. he definitely probably got there, even though I kind of stopped counting and didn't know where he was up to. But with support from the SSJ Fizz Bardock, what is this man's putting out? 4 milli. And of course, that can rise up to like 4.2, 4.34 if you get lucky enough to pop all the additionals. But he's quite a fun little sub EZA, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, but let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys. And push.